welcome to Musings of a Fox. My name is Gabrielle and this is my channel. I have a channel. This is very exciting and terrifying, but I'm giving it my all and I hope you guys like what you see. And I have some really exciting videos coming up that just has me really motivated to get going, and yeah, we'll see what happens, right? So I was recently fortunate enough to spend a little over a week in France with my husband Joel, and it was a really eye-opening experience in terms of body positivity and what I thought that meant, not just as a global, but to me personally. So when getting ready for France, my primary concern at first was not looking like a tourist, because unfortunately France has a huge theft, robbery, pickpocketing problem with tourists. So I thought, okay, well, my husband being a dual French-American citizen and having spoken French since he was a little boy, and me having spoken it, learned it since I was in 8th grade, so about age 13, all the way through majoring in it in college. We both are fluent, so we have that to kind of protect us, where worst of worst cases, maybe we came off like expats rather than tourists who had their nose kind of stuck in a guidebook. So I felt that gave us a bit of an edge. But what was I more concerned about necessarily in the pickpocketing? Being a plus-size girl in the fashion capital of the world, where when you look at French models and the French aesthetic, it's gamines and like the Audrey Hepburn style kind of woman. Not me. That's not my body type. And I was so in my own head about it. And so I was like, okay, you know what? If I'm gonna have to be plus size in Paris, I'm going to stand out and be as bold and as beautiful as I feel. And I'm gonna wear exactly what I want to wear, as well put together as I can. So at least, even if I'm gonna be a big girl, I'm going to be a fashionable, killing it big girl. So for our first full day, my husband took me to the zoo and the Natural History Museum in the Jardin des Plantes. So for my first outfit, I wore my favorite jeans from Torrid, which are the black rinse skinny jeans. I love them. I have several pairs. I wear them 2 to 3 times a week. Every week. They are my favorite pants. So I paired those jeans with a black lace top I bought several years ago on clearance. But I was like, okay, what sounds more France than black and black lace? And it was just, yeah. What sounds more French than that? But because it was a bit cool in April, I also had purchased this fantastic motorcycle jacket from JCPenney in their boutique collection. And I loved it. It became my favorite piece. Any excuse I had to wear it while we were there, I did. It just made me feel, it was a little bit of armor, and also projected how I wanted to feel, which was like a badass. And it just is really comfy, it's really flattering. It feels really hard to find. I have very broad shoulders for a woman, so it's really hard to find a jacket that fits my shoulders and then doesn't lose form for the rest of my body. So I love this jacket, but disclaimer, I bought this jacket on sale. It was about 50 to 60% off of its usual, I think, $84. So I bought it for about 40 something. And that to me is the perfect price for this jacket. That was the price I was slightly hesitant about paying, because I think I bought about 2 or 3 days before we left. And I was kind of like, do I really want to spend this much money right before we go? But I did, and it was completely worth it. When it rained, it was a total lifesaver. But would I pay $84 for it? No, I would not. Sorry. I would go up to $60 for this jacket, but I would not really go beyond that. So if you can pick it up on sale or a coupon or something, I highly recommend this jacket. Otherwise, unless $84 is something you feel like you want to spend on a faux leather jacket, go right ahead. Otherwise, wait for a sale, but if you can get it on sale, it's worth it. I love it. I wear it all the time here. It makes me feel so good. To finish off the look, I had picked up this beautiful iridescent, without shimmer, the color just glows like a glow stick, Cinderella blue scarf. And no matter what season you go to Paris in, or France, anywhere, you need a scarf. Everyone's wearing a scarf. In summer, it's a very light scarf, but they have scarves. So once putting on that scarf, it just brought the whole outfit together for me, and it just felt so good, especially when it got a little more blustery to kind of like tighten up the scarf. And I felt it really contrasted beautifully with my hair, but also played up my eyes, and it was just, I love this outfit. I kind of think I would wear it right now, except that it's so not the right weather in the Bay Area for it. As you can see, I had to wear socks with my flats because we were doing a lot of walking. I don't care that that didn't look most fashionable because it was comfortable and it saved me from blisters. So also on our first day, we had our first dining in France experience, which I was nervous about. One, because French food, depending upon what kind of restaurant you go to, is either really up my alley or really not up my alley. So we asked for a recommendation from the concierge, and he recommended this really tiny, quiet place near the Louvre, and our hotel being about 3 blocks away. It was a perfect distance. And so we sat down in this gorgeous, pop it up right here, little restaurant, very quiet, very beautiful, very romantic. But the menu was a little overwhelming. They did have an English version, which is helpful because being fluent doesn't mean you know all the terms for all the foods in the world. But my husband was searching for this one kind of dried sausage, and so we, as an appetizer, having not eaten and having flown for 12 hours, we're feeling adventurous, so we decided to get a charcuterie platter, which is a bunch of different meats, and then we ordered, you know, a lot of things weren't quite our style, so we decided to just be kind of simple, and we each ordered a burger. I'm starting to get a little nervous because this is like a lot of food. And I think you get that, you hear a lot about European portions, so we're thinking, okay, maybe this platter being a little pricey won't be that much food because maybe it's like top shelf food and you'll get just a little taste of all the different things. No, it was the most gigantic platter of meats. Maybe it's supposed to be shared amongst 4 people and there was 2 of us. But the nice thing is the server didn't look at us like we were ordering everything under the sun, or like, are you really going to be able to eat that all? I don't think she necessarily cared if we could eat it all. She could obviously tell that we weren't from there and we wanted to try something, and she was more than happy to serve us. And so that was really relieving that even though we're ordering what seems like a lot of food, they don't care. The chef just took it as a compliment that we wanted to try more and more of her food. And the meat platter was incredible. Joel found the sausage he'd been looking for. Of course, we forgot to ask what kind it was, so we still don't know, and we have no way of getting it in the States because we don't know what we're looking for. And then when the burgers came, we were a little too full from the meat platter, so towards the end we just started to eat the burger and the like delicious sheep cheese. Sheep cheese. Sheep cheese? Sheep cheese! Hashtag sheep cheese. And it was incredible. It was delicious. It tasted a lot like Monterey Jack, but just a little bit saltier, and it was melty, and it was delicious. So we mostly focused on eating like the lettuce, the tomato, the burger, and the cheese, and kind of left the bun to... Because there's also like a free basket of baguette, which is just so beyond anything you can get in the States. So we were full of like dried sausage and baguette by the time these burgers came. And again, the server and the owner didn't care. They just wanted to know that we were happy and enjoying ourselves, and that's all that mattered to them, and we were. And the way they treated us made me relax and just really enjoy our first night in Paris. Plus the really delicious champagne the server helped me pick out. Helped too. But I was starting to realize maybe everything I was thinking and the media was teaching me about France and about how bodies and all these kinds of things are perceived in the US might just be a US issue. Well, we'll see how the rest of the trip turned out for that. So day 2 also happened to be our 9-year anniversary of being together and our 6-month anniversary of being married. So I went for this dress, and it is this beautiful peachy melon, sheer shouldered, but like embroidered sheer kind of crepe fabric, and I love it. And I was kind of like, okay, we did the black yesterday. Today is a really important day. It's a romantic day, so I'm just gonna go and stand out and be bright, and I felt amazing. Also, the dress matches my hair, and who doesn't want a dress to match their hair? Day 3, we flew to Bordeaux, which is in southwestern France, to spend the weekend with Joel's grandmother and his uncle. So I had packed one of my favorite outfits that I had originally actually bought last summer for my co-bachelor bachelorette weekend in Northern California, up in Nevada City. And it's this really fantastic outfit that was half inspired by what a mannequin was wearing, half inspired by these lace shorts that I fell in love with. Right now Torrid has them. They're playing a weird game with me, because when I first was playing out this video, I had researched what was still available and what wasn't. And unfortunately, the top that I'm wearing on the first day in Bordeaux, so day 3, is no longer available. It's a beautiful, like, chemisey, lace-shouldered little top. I love it. But it's not available anymore. Surprisingly, the shorts in the exact same color I bought them in was also available. They were also available in a hot pink and a kind of sea blue. The next day, the peach and the melon hot pink were gone. So you can still, I think, get them in the sea blue. So I don't know, but look for them under flowy lace shorts on Torrid.com. And if they have them, those are the shorts. They just come in sometimes a variety, sometimes not. But the jacket is also available. It's this really cute military-esque jacket, but it has like a little bit, gives me a bit of a 90s Seattle vibe. But this really was a super comfy outfit to travel in on the plane. It was only about the flight was about an hour long, but it was one of those it was Air France, but being a little more of a commuter plane, it was a bit more like a tiny Southwest flight, so it was a bit cramped. There wasn't a lot of room, so having some slightly loose, flowy clothes in a hot, confined space was really great. And then when we got to Bordeaux, it was a lot warmer than it was in Paris, which is the north of France. My husband would like me to clarify that Paris is in the upper third of France. Just like the Bay Area is in like the middle of California, but we're called Northern California. So Frenchie over there can just have his third of France to himself. So this is a really great outfit. The only trouble I ran into it was I had packed 2 dark bras and 1 light bra. And the light bra I picked is a convertible bra from Torrid, which is really beautiful actually, except for this weird little, like, those jewels that hang between your boobs. I don't know who that's for. I don't know. It's really cute. The problem is, being a bra that can be a strapless bra, it has a lot of support in it. So when you go through security and you're wearing a lot of metal around your chest, you're gonna get some extra attention. So I was trying to tell the nice French version of the TSA that I was fairly certain it was gonna be my bra, because all I else had on was those flats, the shorts, my underwear, my bra, and this light shirt. I really had no other metal except maybe the piercings in my ear and my rings on my finger. But I couldn't remember the word for bra. So I told her I thought it was my underwear, which is a very strange thing to tell somebody, that you think your underwear set off a metal detector. Luckily, I got like a very nice pat down. It was my first ever major pat down, but she was very sweet. It wasn't the horror stories you hear about in the US. She was very conscious of the fact that she had to touch my person, and she was not rude about it. She was just very sweet and once she got to my bra, like as I said, the shirt's a bit chemisy and very light, so she could feel all of the support and all of the bits in this bra, and she was like, yeah, it's your bra. So heads up, if you're traveling, try not to wear strapless. If you can avoid it, try and wear a bra with the least minimal underwire and bits, unless you would like to make acquaintances with a TSA agent. So after we had a nice little lunch with Jill's grandmother, we went back to our amazing little, I believe, 17th, 18th century hotel. And we had this little terrace to ourselves, which is where you're going to see a lot of the photos and the footage over the next 2 days, because it was gorgeous. How could I resist taking the opportunity to take some photos in that terrace? So we switched and changed clothes, and I changed into a rose gold skirt that is surprisingly still available in clearance on Torrid.com. Hilariously, I bought it in clearance several months ago, so I'm very happy that like I can tell you guys about that. This beautiful rose gold foiled skirt. With it, I wore just a simple camisole from Lane Bryant. They're lace edged camisoles, and then of course my motorcycle jacket. And I just felt gorgeous and beautiful and very metropolitan, and it was, even though it was just a simple dinner at Joel's grandmother's house, I felt like I fit in. I felt right. She loved it. Mostly she's obsessed with the colors of my hair. I just really wanted to dress up to show Joel's grandmother, who I met a few years ago when Joel and I were just dating. I really wanted to show her that her French grandson had picked a woman who can put herself together well, hold herself well, and has a lot of confidence in herself, because Joel's grandmother is a very well put together woman. She's beautiful, and she's French, and she's everything an American woman who wants to be a French woman wants to be. And so the outfit just made me feel like I fit right in and I belonged, and that was wonderful. So if you're wondering how I got curly hair abroad, I actually picked up, a few days before we left, a curling iron from Ulta that is dual voltage and under $20, and it gave me these incredible curls that lasted for 2 days. I curled it once, no hairspray, and I had curls the next day as well. It was incredible. I was in heaven, and especially such a steal, because I have another curling iron that is definitely not under $20, but unfortunately, to take that abroad, you have to buy a converter and then an adapter, and it was just going to be a headache. And that's going to be $30 plus to grab all those parts. So I was like, okay, can I find a dual voltage curling iron that isn't going to break the bank? And I found one. I think I got it for about $18. Total steal. Totally worth it. Much encourage those who are traveling abroad who, like me, need a hair tool when you want to dress up. So for our first and only full day in Bordeaux, I wanted something that I felt was going to go from day to night. So I went back to my trusty handy dandy black rinse skinny jeans from Torrid. I told you I love these things. I took 2 separate pairs with me, and actually over the course, because I also wore them on a half day after we landed, but I was in no condition to take photos of myself. And I wore them again when we went back to Paris for a half day where we explored the Marais and all the medieval buildings inside of there. I wore them again. So I wore them a total of 4 times. And one of them sadly took its last walks in the streets of Paris because, like I said, 7 to 10 miles a day, that is a lot of thigh rubbing. And I already wear them 2 to 3 times a week in an office setting. So yeah. The thighs died in one of those pairs, and I recently went and picked up another pair because I love them that much. $60 for a pair of pants that you don't wear that much may not be the best deal, but they will last long. $60 to me for a pair of pants I wear 2 to 3 times a week and then lasted 6 to 8 months is worth it to me because I wear them so much. And every time a pair dies, I've had about 2 or 3 pairs die since I started buying these about 2 years ago. But again, I wear them all the time and I can't help my thighs, so I have to. I can't live without these pants. They make me feel so wonderful. I used to be so anti skinny jeans. I didn't feel like I had the legs, and these pants do call attention to your legs, but they also make you realize your legs are wonderful and fantastic, and they're just going to emphasize them. And we have to stop hating ourselves and not wearing the type of clothing because we think we can't. These pants totally changed my mind. I almost hate baggy, flared end jeans now because they don't show off my legs. And I love the look of skinny jeans and flats or skinny jeans and heels, and they make me feel so good. So if you think you can't wear something, you can. You will look amazing, I promise you. Stop hiding. As a top with these black jeans, I wore my favorite tank top from H&M, which is just their long camisole. It's really neutral, dress up or down, love it. The main beautiful piece of this outfit is actually a present from a friend, and I don't know where it's from. She cut out the tag. It was kind of like something she bought, didn't like for herself, gave to me, and I love it. It is everything in a little cardigan that I want. It makes me feel witchy, it's flowy, it's tight on the arms, and the little crochet bits make me feel sexy but also professional. I wear this to the office all the time and get lots of compliments on it because it's just that nice balance of beauty and function, and I love it. I really wish I could tell you where it's from if it was still available, but I can't because she cut the tag out. So we're just gonna have to enjoy it as it lives in these photos, so sorry. So I had a really interesting moment when Joel and I were taking the photos in the video in the terrace in Bordeaux. We were reviewing the photos, and I'd never really had Joel take photos of me before until this trip, but you know, when you're doing, unless you're going to carry a tripod, you need another person to take your full body photos for you. And so I was placing a lot of trust in my husband to get the shots that I was looking for. He took such beautiful photos of me. The photos I love the most, especially like from our very first day at the zoo, are the photos where I'm just smiling because he gave me a compliment right before he took the photo, or he's just looking at me, and I feel so beautiful. So when I was reviewing the photos he took in the terrace, at one moment I was like, ugh, like, why didn't you tell me my stomach looked like that? Why didn't you tell me to like adjust my shirt? And he was kind of like, I thought you're doing these for body positivity. What is body positive about what you just said about yourself? And he was completely right. I looked beautiful in the photos he'd taken, but all I was focused on was my little tummy roll that somehow, in my mind, undid the rest of the composition of the photo. That my hair looks beautiful, that I'm smiling and happy and obviously loving the moment, and I'm here picking apart my stomach, and he's just like, what are you doing? And it was so refreshing that he did that, because it made me realize I was being ridiculous. And like I said, so much of the doubt was in myself. I was the one who's thinking that I wasn't going to be received well or perceived well, and it's because I wasn't fully loving myself. And once I saw that, he was totally right. And maybe there's photos here where my body doesn't look perfect. Well, there's people who will always say my body doesn't look perfect, but there's rolls, but that's my body. And so why am I going to have to pick every piece of clothing to meet someone else's version of flattering? We all have got to stop doing this to ourselves. Little rolls in a photo do not change the fact that you're having an amazing time or you're doing something important. That is not important. What's important is who you're with, what you're doing, and how you're feeling. And a photo or a shirt bunched in a way or grabbing your body in a certain way cannot and should not undercut the beauty of life. So for our second to last day in Paris, I decided to take Joel to somewhere he'd never been before, which is the Chateau at Versailles. It was a mixed bag of a day. I had been to Paris twice before, same time, almost the exact same week. This was the third time I've been, but it had been 10 years since I had last been there. But both times it was beautiful sunny days in April. Not so much this trip. When we got back from Bordeaux after the sunny beautifulness of Bordeaux, we were met by days of rain. I was not prepared for rain. I was prepared for cool. I was not prepared for rain. So for this amazing day in Versailles, I brought this beautiful dress I picked up from Pinup Girl Clothing at their yard sale. Because it was at their yard sale, those clothes are usually discontinued styles or discontinued colorways. So I actually don't know what cut this dress is. It looks like something they don't make anymore. It looks like it is part of the Marceline Pitt collection. I will have the details down below if I can find them, and also on the blog. I don't know, but I highly recommend Pinup Girl Clothing for all body types if you like retro vintage style clothes, but they also have a nice fine line where this dress doesn't necessarily scream vintage depending upon how you style it, but to me it just is nice. It fits tightly around the bust and the waist and then flares out. However, this dress is not really meant for 40 degrees in the pouring rain. Luckily I had taken my faux leather motorcycle jacket, but I had no umbrella, and husband did not have an umbrella. He was wearing a nice thick fleecy hoodie, so he was very sweet and would like store up his body heat and give me a cuddle to keep me warm, because we spent about almost 2 hours in the pouring rain with no umbrella waiting to get in. But as you can see in the photos, after we were done with the tour inside the castle, the sun came out for the garden. But unfortunately my hair was soaking wet, so I threw up in a bun. But just the sunshine, being in a beautiful place, being with the man of my dreams, I give you these photos that he actually took of me. So watch out for the weather report. I tried my best to plan. Never did it really see the kind of rain we experienced, but in the end, it was still a beautiful day. I really enjoyed this dress. I love wearing it whenever I need a semi-dressy occasion. I just wish I knew what it was so I could tell you. But otherwise, total plug for Pinup Girl, because they're amazing and their clothes just make me feel fantastic. So the last day in Paris was actually my favorite outfit that I wore. This outfit actually took the most courage for me, because for the most part when you're a bigger girl, the last thing you want to do is make your butt stomach area bigger, and that's kind of what tulle skirts do, is they really poof out there. And so I saw this outfit possibly in the same mailer as that peachy melon dress. So it was their tulle skirt paired with the I'm a Keeper v-neck t-shirt. It looked beautiful on the model, and I really loved the way it looked on me, but it was hard to go out and be like, this outfit calls attention to you. Keeping in line with the you have to wear a scarf with every outfit, I found this beautiful, super soft, silky, delicious scarf in the Galerie de Lafayette. It's a major department store, kind of the Nordstrom, Neiman Marcus-y goodness of France. And so when I put this outfit together and I was leaving the hotel, I was like, this outfit screams, look at me. Which can be a hard thing to do. I have, you know, really bright colored hair, and switching from having brown hair for so long to having bright hair, I wasn't used to or expecting how much attention the hair would get me. So when you pair bright purple, pink, peach hair with a peach tulle skirt or a blush tulle skirt and a blush scarf, you're gonna get a lot of looks no matter what your body type is. So this outfit really called for me to be feeling myself, to be loving myself, and I totally was, as you can see by this little shoot that my husband took for me in the Père Lachaise cemetery. Surrounded by gravestones, because I'm a weirdo, I was really just feeling the light and the everything, and just, I love these photos, I love this outfit. But I think it was the first time in France that I felt looked at. And I don't think it had to do with my size, it had to do with the fact that everyone else on everyone else on the metro was in dark, kind of, you know, bundled up clothing because we'd had several days of rain, and here I am in this tulle skirt. I did have my motorcycle jacket with me, so I wasn't totally freezing, but as the Canadians we met at the cemetery, we were like, aren't you cold? Being from the Bay Area, it's gotta get pretty cold for me to feel cold, because I'm gonna wear a skirt as often as I can. So it was a little cool. This outfit may have been better for like more May than April, but I felt beautiful. I loved it. I felt so Parisian. I felt like I belonged. It's just my favorite outfit. Both the skirt and the top are still available on Torrid, so if you want to feel like a fairy goddess, I highly recommend this outfit. Over this trip I learned I cared more about how my body looked than the people around me. I got tons of compliments on outfits I wore. I got compliments on my hair, because colored hair is just not quite as popular or just as done over there. So everyone was just marveling at having, you know, peach colored hair. I got compliments on my accent and how well I spoke. Never did I get side-eye for my body, never did I get anything, never did anyone make me feel like I was taking up too much room on the metro. It was all in my head, and that's the most important thing. If you want to go somewhere, as long as you love yourself, people are going to love you back. And if you're worried about how you're being perceived, you're not enjoying your moment. And so all I can tell you from my experience is once I let go worrying what people thought of my body, I had an even better time. You know, I enjoyed myself even when I was a little concerned, because I was still dressing up in ways that made me feel beautiful. And so I made sure I didn't hide myself, and that was my promise to myself. But even if I felt out of place, I was still going to be wearing and presenting myself as beautiful as I know I am. And so I just really want to leave you guys with that if you're gonna go a place and you've heard things, people tell you you can't look a certain way or dress a certain way, ignore it. We saw so many tourists. I saw women who were way bigger than me and way smaller than me, and no one cared, because everyone was enjoying this beautiful city and the history and the food and the wine, and it's just an amazing place. So if you want to travel, travel. Don't let your perceptions of your body hold you back. It's a great big world out there, and you're going to find so many beautiful things, and you're going to be a beautiful thing in that place. So just remember, enjoy, see the world. I don't know. So as a companion to this video, I'm also going to be having a much more detailed and photo-heavy blog on my website, musingsofafox.com. I'm really proud of it. I hope you guys will take a look. There's lots of photos, there's a bit of ambiance photos as well as outfit photos, and I really hope you guys enjoy that. Thank you guys so much for joining me for my first ever video. I'm really, really excited about this channel. I have a lot of content that I can't wait to share with you guys, and I really hope you love it too. Please give me a subscribe, a like, a comment. Let me know what you thought and what you'd like to see on this channel. Check out my different social medias. I have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then the blog. So yeah, you can find me there. Like I said, there will be a companion blog to this video, lots more details, lots more photos, and I hope to see you guys there. See you next time. Bye! It's actually not too bad. Got a fan at my feet, and then fans in the room. My chair is really wet. These lights are on like half power. Hopefully that works for today, because I really don't want to pump them up to full blast yet until it's much cooler. I feel like I'm about to bust out my window to make it better. So